So a couple weeks ago, we were at Tech Tactics East, which is an informative seminar event that Porsche Club of America puts on at Porsche's technical facility in Easton, Pennsylvania. And they had a pop-up store there for Porsche parts and Porsche collection. So we were able to pick up a Porsche Classic radio navigation system for our 964 project car. The store was put on by Porsche Mainline out of Philadelphia. But they stocked a bunch of parts there. This has just been something we've been wanting to pick up for the 964 for a long time. We didn't have to pay shipping, and we got the usual PCA discounts for purchasing it there. So I think it was whatever 10% or whatever it was, but couldn't resist. So we just wanted to do a quick unboxing, as much as unboxing I guess is a thing. We'll try to detail some of the installation as well. But for now, this is just really opening it up. As you can see, Porsche was pretty aggressive about creating something that would look accurate to the various generations of air-cooled 911, and yet still sort of offer the niceties that are available in infotainment systems today, including navigation, including satellite radio, including input for devices such as iPhone or iPod or other music streaming devices. So that in mind, it's all here in a very period correct looking package. You don't have the kind of Circus Vargas nutso design that you have on a lot of aftermarket head units, but you do have a single DIN standard 2-knob design, and you have a working LED screen that's color and shows the map. So curious to see how it'll work. Here, just opening it up before you even open the package, it looks like something Apple might do with big white box, but a lot of color graphics on it that kind of show exactly what you're getting. So we're kind of curious what's involved in the basic package, if there's anything else we have to pick up afterwards. They said we probably wouldn't have to pick up anything else, so we're hoping it's all plug and play. So in the meantime, I'm just going to open this up and we'll see what we find. First of all, it's got plastic wrap all around it to keep the box nice and pretty during shipping. QR code on the side should you want to scan it. Part number. So again, the package is very Apple-esque, very pretty, all about the presentation, at least from the outside. I'm sure it'll be similar going in. Nice and easy open. All the data on the unit itself, both in English and German. So we know that it's the basics on the system, satellite radio information, Bluetooth, navigation software, and dimensions. So here we have manuals that will go in to the car itself that we can put in with the owner's manual. Quick start guide, then multiple installation instructions in multiple languages, operating manual again in multiple languages. Looks like we've got a navigation manual and operation manual. Looks like French and English, so my guess is these same units also go to Canada. This box appears to have parts. So an SD card, perhaps software. This looks like the antenna. or rather the microphone perhaps, for the Bluetooth. More parts bagged. This is definitely the antenna that I mentioned before. For satellite, we'll have to figure out where to mount that. You know, this is an interesting consideration. I've seen Singer puts it on the rear glass. We're not really sure what we want to do with it yet. Porsche mounts it above, or on a car like our 964. The equivalent today would be like a Carrera S or Carrera with a pop-up rear spoiler. Porsche has this sort of module located, painted to match the car above the pop-up rear spoiler. I don't really want to drill our original panels. The 964s are getting rare, and especially Carrera 2 like ours, and so I don't particularly want to ruin the deck lid should somebody want to undo this. So we may put it on the glass like I've seen Singer do. We may try something else. I've been thinking maybe like a 993 upper rear window spoiler and mounting it to that. That way we don't have to, should we want to, you know, I'm not going to drill the roof or anything like that. So drilling a replacement 993 upper rear spoiler would be fine. Although because ours is an early 964, the rear brake light is already there in the window. So we'll, you know, that would mean dual rear brake lights. We want to try and optimize that somehow. But for now, we may just want to get this thing running in the car because we got a big road trip coming up in Ohio and Pennsylvania with some of the Haggerty insurance guys. So this looks like a cloth. Not to get too distracted. This looks like a cloth and maybe a stylus for the screen. Probably not a stylus. I can't imagine what it is, but we'll have to look into it. Another cable. This looks like a jack. Some mounting hardware. Some caps and covers and some clips. Some padding. We'll have to read the instructions to see what these are all for. And then last but not least of the carts, this is interesting. Porsche decided to make this, you know, as period correct as they could for the 911, but the air-cooled 911 spans, you know, mid to late 60s, depending on how aggressively you want to get into the 901 heritage, to the late 90s with the 993. So being compatible with all those cars stylistically, you know, it could be a challenge. With Singer, we've noticed they've put some leather over top of it, tried to blend it in a little bit more to look like that early sort of 70s vibe that they kind of go for. You know, for us, we're 90s, so we'll probably just go for the black knobs shown on the box illustration. But that's one option. Another option are these chrome trimmed knobs that would look a little more at home in an earlier car. So, you know, just these little sorts of details that Porsche Classic is thinking about to try and make sure these things look correct and feel correct in these cars. So we'll just set these pieces over here for now. And then let's get on to the main event, which is the unit itself. And all this modular packaging works out rather nicely. Again, we've got more in here. Let's stick with the parts first before we go to the main unit. This is or one of the options you can do here, which is if you want to do USB hookups in the car. I think Porsche suggests, at least in a 964 like ours, you mount it atop the center console. It's all branded Porsche, looks very clean and buttoned up. Looks like a standard audio input jack there. May or may not do this. You know, it looks a little added on in my opinion, so I'd like to try and figure out some sort of more hidden or subtler way to put it in the car. Maybe we'll put it in the glove box, maybe something else, I'm not really sure yet. I have to give that one some thought. Spend a little time in the car and see what our options are. And then finally is the unit itself, you know, bagged up. cover, small plastic cover to protect the LED screen. Buttons have a nice detent, kind of haptic look and feel. Really like that. Sirius XM decal that can come off and will come off. But that's basically, it looks like, sorry, SD cards here. It looks like mini SD. This one says map. This one just says SD. So I suspect this one's for music storage, and this one is for the map data. Just a guess. Haven't read the manual yet. Navi button, map button, back button. Back or home buttons are always really welcome in these sorts of systems, and learning them and ease of navigation. Tuner, media, and then phone. So hopefully it will give a lot of the modern infotainment functionality to our 964 that we already have in modern cars, but in a way that's not going to stick out and just look wrong in these cars and trying too hard. So that's basically that. That is the Porsche Classic navigation single DIN unit. We're really excited to have this and be putting it in our 964 project car. So we'll post more on that once we've, if we're able to, we'll put it in the process of getting it in. Hopefully it'll be plug and play. Our car has a Sony head unit that's never worked since we bought the car. It looks like the speakers may be stock. We're hoping they are, and we're hoping the installer of that Sony unit left all the factory wiring there. That'll make this very much a plug and play experience. That's what Porsche boasts with this. So if you haven't had a really extensive audio system installed in your car, it should be very, very easy install for us. We will see. I don't really know what's behind that head unit. And for now, it looks like we're going to need a stereo removal tools. So we'll have to work on that as well. But regardless, we'll try and get some installation coverage up, and certainly our impressions of it once it's in and functional within the car. And finally, we'll let you know what we ended up doing with both the audio and USB inputs and also the antenna. So hope you enjoyed this, and thank you.